So not too many people are talking about this, but I just want to talk about probably the biggest All Pro snub. Um, Hassan Redick not being a first team All Pro. I think the first team All Pro they had because the NFL they love buzzwords. They love buzzwords. First team was Nick Bosa and Micah Parsons. Hassan Reddick single handedly won games for Philadelphia Eagles this year. And when you look at the numbers, you say, well, hey, he had, Hassan Reddick, Nick Bosa had, and Michael Parsons had sacks. Let's take a look at it. Hassan Reddick had 2.5 sacks less than Nick Bosa, 16 to 18 and a half. Hassan Reddick had 3 pass deflections, had 5 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. Nick Bosa only had 2 forced fumbles. Micah Parsons, Micah Parsons had 13 and a half sacks, so 2.5 sacks less than Hassan Reddick. Had same amount of pass deflections as three. Then only had 3 forced fumbles and 3 fumble recoveries. Right? So Hassan Reddick had a greater impact on his team than these two guys. But the buzzwords of just putting Nick Bosa in there and putting Micah Parsons in there is unfathomable to me. It makes no sense to me. And knowing the fact that this defensive team led the NFL, Eagles led the NFL in sacks. They led the NFL in sacks, and they were, I think, number 2 all time in sacks overall. But Hassan Reddick is not a household name. So, I kind of like the idea that, he didn't get first team because he's walking into the playoffs with a chip on his shoulder. Like, okay, we're playing, if we play the Cowboys, we play the 49ers, he has a little bit of extra, umph in him, extra juice in him. But it is probably the biggest all-pro first-team snub I've ever seen. They were going off, not ever seen, but one of the biggest. They were going off of buzzwords. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. If you look at Jalen Hurts and you look at the impact of Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes, once again, it's buzzwords. Mahomes, his team was 14-3, and the only reason that they got the number 1 seed was because the Bills didn't play a Cincinnati game. And then Philadelphia, we were 14-3, but the only reason we were that close and didn't have the best record in football is because Jalen Hurts was out 2 games, and you saw the necessity and the impact that he had when he was there. So I'm happy with Lane Johnson, Jason Kelsey being first team. Bradbury, interesting. Bradbury got second team. I'm surprised I didn't see. I'm surprised I didn't see what's his face up there. Darius Slay up there, who was lights out. But yeah, I mean, you put Sauce Gardner. I don't get me wrong. Sauce Gardner is a great cornerback, but he is protected a lot in that defense, and he's rarely playing mano a mano man coverage with these guys. Don't get me wrong. I love his technique. You got a number Patrick Surtain, another number 2 guy, 3-year guy, and Sauce in there as first team. I'm surprised. But yeah, I mean, you don't even put you don't even put CJ as second team all second team CJ as second team all pro when he led the league in interceptions and he was out a couple of games. So it's a popularity contest, but I think the Hassan Redick one is the biggest snub, and he definitely should be first team all pro.